Joining us from the West Bloomfield Police Department from his office is the Deputy Chief of the Police Department. Let's say good morning now to Curt Lawson.
Well, good morning. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Happy New Year, my friend.
You as well, sir.
Very good to have you here with us. A couple of things I want to chat about this morning. First of all, reading from a story in virtually all of our newspapers, homicides in Oakland County continued rising in 2022, but those rises came to an end. And the basic bottom line of this story, without reading every word of it, is there were 37 homicides in Oakland County in 2022 and 35 in 2021. That is an increase. But Curt Lawson, for those of, and we, listen, homicides anywhere in the county is something that we want to do everything we can to limit. But for those of us who live in West Bloomfield, Keego Harbor, Orchard Lake, and Sylvan Lake, not a single one of those homicides happened in our community. And we don't like to see people running into trouble anywhere, but certainly good news for our communities.
Absolutely. And like you said, there was a slight increase around Oakland County. I mean, it's a very large county, and any loss of life is obviously unacceptable. But in the overall picture of things nationwide, Oakland County has a very low rate of homicide. And like you said, we've had 0 homicides here in West Bloomfield in 2022, and we've had 2 in the last 10 years.
And we're not immune to it. And but I think this is a credit in part to all of our community, people keeping an eye on what's going on, and the fine police work that you've been doing. But you take a look at other communities, Walled Lake, Wixom, Lake Orion, Oxford, even White Lake Township, all having homicides, and we had none here. And I'm not bragging about it, but it does help me feel good and safe to know that the communities that we live and work in, that's the result from last year.
Well, it's a community effort. We work well with our community. Residents here do really well if they see something that just doesn't feel right to give us a call, and that really does help. But I always say that violent crime, serious crime can happen anywhere, even in a very safe community like West Bloomfield. So we have to stay vigilant. We have an excellent trained police department here, and in partnership with our community, and that's why you see such low numbers. We did have 24,000 complaints last year, where our police officers went out into the community 24,000 times. We made 402 arrests last year. So we are busy, but yes, serious crime is not something that we deal with on a daily basis.
One of the things I like about the effort that you and Chief Patton and the rest of the leadership and all the officers in West Bloomfield do so well is you're out in the community so often. Both you and the chief and all of your officers are great ambassadors of goodwill. We get an opportunity to see you and interact with you at the high school football games, at community events, at that wonderful event that you guys did at Orchard Mall over the holidays. I think the fact that we all get to know each other, I think that really helps. And I salute you guys for being so involved in the community.
Thank you. And like you said, it's just not the chief and I. We might be the ones that are on TV or on the radio, but it's a whole effort here within the police department. And there's a lot of buy-in about how important it is to be one with your community and listen to their concerns, their needs, and make sure we meet their expectations.
So I was looking at the township board meeting, not watching too closely the other day, but I know there was some discussion about some possible updates and improvements to the building where you work in. Can you talk about that a little bit?
I can, and we're very excited about it. And it's something that we've been working on for a year and a half. So this building that we're currently in was built in 1991. It's a beautiful building, but it was built for around 60 individuals, and we have about 120 here at this point. So we've kind of outgrown it, and we really haven't done much modernizing in the last 30 years. So the township board, they really did a nice job in ensuring that taxpayer money is going to be used in a wise way. So they want to make sure that there was actually a need and not just a want. They really took their time with that. They did a nice job vetting it. And we're super excited that the township board has agreed that we're going to move forward with a $6 million upgrade to the police department. It's a 4-phase project over 12 months. And if I could mention some of the highlights, if you're interested in hearing,
please do. That's why you're here.
Okay.
Thank you.
So our training room, which really only holds about 25 people, is going to be doubled in size. We're going to build a state-of-the-art dispatch center. Our dispatchers not only dispatch police and West Bloomfield Fire, but we also take care of Orchard Lake, Sylvan Lake, and Keego Harbor. So we're going to have a great new dispatch center. And we're going to have what's called a Virtua system. It's a training system. It's a training simulator that's going to help us work on de-escalation, judgmental use of force, and marksmanship. So we're super excited to be able to house that device, and it's really to continue to up our game and modernize the police department.
Well, and it's so important too, Curt Lawson, Deputy Chief, West Bloomfield Police Department, not only because you need the space and not only because we need these facilities, but, you know, it's got to help you recruit new talent that will come to the West Bloomfield Police Department. You've got to compete with other communities and other professions to get officers here in our community. And part of that is having really the appropriate facilities, don't you think?
Absolutely. It was time. Certainly, their departments around us have upgraded their facilities. They built new facilities. We certainly outgrew our facility here, and having a state-of-the-art modern facility is going to attract talent, and that's what we're looking to do.
Well, as you have plans and pictures, keep us up to date. I'd love to see them, and to the extent that it's possible, we'll bring our cameras over. And we don't want to get in the way, but we'd like to keep track of this project and let the community know how it's going. And I look forward to popping over and learning more and keeping an eye on this project. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, and we'd love to have you.
All right. Well, good to hear that. Thanks you've invited me now.
That's right.
Dave Scott's here again with cameras. Listen, our hearts were all broken. We knew the day was coming, but our hearts were all broken when we lost Pastor Jack Freed. He was Mr. Everything for this community. You know, I could go on with his resume, but we don't have time. But certainly one of the key contributions he made to the community was as the chaplain of the fire department and the West Bloomfield Police Department. And here, during some really critical moments for our community, I just would enjoy hearing your thoughts on the passing of Pastor Jack Freed.
Well, obviously, it's heartbreaking. I mean, you know, when someone's 95 years old, you only have a certain amount of time with them, and I've been very fortunate to know him for a number of years. I can remember the first time I met him. I realized very quickly that this was a very wise individual, and that I could learn a great deal from him. And I certainly didn't squander that opportunity. We spent a great deal of time together doing some lunches, and we talk about a variety of topics, but some of those topics were, the community right here in West Bloomfield, which he just adored. He adored this community. He always encouraged me to get involved within the community, and that's what I did. We talked about politics. We talked about 21st century policing. So I was like a sponge when he spoke, and I tried to get as much information in and that wisdom, and just an amazing person. And he touched so many lives here in West Bloomfield, and he's certainly going to be missed. And obviously, his winning words was a great way to wake up every day, and I'm going to miss those as well.
Yeah, you're talking about his blog, which, that will definitely live on. He would send a post out every single day. And even as he got, in his 90s, he was still doing that every day. And his winning words posts, absolutely amazing. And we're going to be able to continue to enjoy reading those and enjoy the benefit of those for many years to come. Thank you very much, Curt. Thank you for your words on Pastor Freed, and good luck with the project. And thank you for all the fine work you and everyone are doing at the West Bloomfield Police Department. Good to have you with us today, and enjoy your weekend.
Thank you. You as well.